Every story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
Core TV News, expanding your view.
Hello again, and thank you for joining us on Core TV News this hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. The clamor for state creation has pitched delegates against one another at the national conference. Some delegates claimed that it was wrong for the Committee on Political Restructuring and Forms of Government to recommend creation of one state for the Southeast alone, without anything for other zones. The committee approved criteria for the creation of states by saying that any new state sought to be created must be viable. In determining what is viable, the committee says such state must be economically viable or potentially economically viable, and it should have human, natural and material resources and should have a minimum land mass. The new state should, according to the committee, also have cultural and historical affinity, in addition to a minimum population of 1 million people. There were 34 requests for state creation before the committee, while a request was made to change the name of Adamawa State to Gongola State. A delegate who was a former Minister of Industry, Nike Akonde, canvassed the creation of another state from the present Oyo State. In his contribution, a former national chairman of the ruling People's Democratic Party, Amodu Ali, queries the rationale used by the committee to award a new state for the Southeast. Another PDP stalwart, Olabode George, also called for the creation of Isale Eko State from the present Lagos State. The Edo State House of Assembly has impeached the Deputy Speaker Festus Ebere on allegations of misconduct and misdemeanor. The 15 lawmakers, including the Speaker of the House, Uigbe, endorsed the impeachment when it held plenary at an old chamber located at the Government House in Benin. Moving the motion for the impeachment, a member of the House, Folio Gedingbe, representing Owan East 1, noted that the suspended Deputy Speaker was bound to be impeached, citing Section 92, subsection 2C of the 1999 Constitution and Section 71, Rule 19 of the Assembly. The lawmakers also elected a new Deputy Speaker, Victor Edoro, who took the oath of office immediately. The House explained that it had to hold sitting at the old chamber following ongoing renovation in the chambers located at the Anthony Enahoro Assembly Complex, which he linked to the forcible entry by the Deputy Speaker and some aides. The House has adjourned sitting to July 7 and says it would resume plenary in the old chamber. However, the impeached Deputy Speaker described the development as executive impunity and madness. And in Adamawa State, House of Assembly has directed the Chief Judge of the state to constitute a 7-man panel to investigate the acts of gross misconduct leveled against Governor Murtala Nyako and his deputy Bala James Ngilari for 7 days. The resolution was adopted by 20 out of the 25 lawmakers that resolved that Nyako and Ngilari be investigated by the panel to be constituted by the Chief Judge of the state with immediate effect. The proceedings of the panel are expected to be held in public and should be conducted from the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day of the 7 days. The lawmakers adopted the Panel of Investigation Rules of Procedure of Adamawa State, which Fintiri said should include a chairman and a secretary, as well as 5 others, and should adopt ordinary rules of fair hearing. Meanwhile, the Defense Counsel to Governor Murtala Nyako, Ayo Akam, who held briefs for Kano Agabi, described the action of the Adamawa House of Assembly as a contempt of court, as the court had already restrained the House from carrying on the impeachment process. However, the Adamawa state government has refuted claims by the State House of Assembly that one of the state government's account has not been frozen. The Director of Press and Public Affairs, Ahmed Sajo, says the lawmakers' directive that the state government immediately pays June's salaries is blackmail. Sajo says the House of Assembly is aware of the illegality of the freezing of the state accounts by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, adding that any statement relating to which account is closed or open is mere speculation. Sarge stressed that the non-payment of June salaries is precipitated by the illegal act of the EFCC, which is endorsed by the Adamawa State House of Assembly. The indefinite strike embarked upon by the Nigerian Medical Association has taken its toll on the sick people in Ekiti. Rashid visited the Federal Medical Center in Ido-Ekiti and filed in a situation report.
The Federal Medical Center in Ido-Ekiti is the largest medical facility in Ekiti State. On a normal day, the hospital is a beehive of activities. The nationwide strike by the Nigerian Medical Association has made the health facility a ghost of its former self. Only nurses are seen tending to patients. The doctors seem not comfortable with the presence of Core TV News at the hospital.
Where are you from? It's a TV. It's happening on the NMA strike. Okay. And I designated people.
That was the designated person of people.
He will tell you. They are on strike now. He will tell you. Your chief wants to tell you.
The patients' lounge have been deserted. There are only few patients present in the wards. The hospital authority, however, says that they are doing their best to take care of those in critical condition.
Top management of this hospital decided that we should at least alleviate the problems of some of the very critically ill patients that we have around. To that effect, the management decided that the consultants who have patients in the wards who cannot actually cope at home, who cannot cope in any way at all, the consultants should come on daily basis and at least to update their treatment and see them.
Owing to the strategic importance of the Federal Medical Center in Ido, Okere said skeletal service will be offered by core doctors in the accident and emergency section only for stabilizing patients.
We only attend to a lot of accident cases, and for that reason, some of our copper doctors have been mandated to at least stay at the accident and emergency to avail accident victim.
Just minor, maybe see some few patients at the GOPD. The patient that's brought to accident and emergency just to stabilize and ensure that their lives are saved.
As polytechnic lecturers are fighting the government, it's the masses that bear the brunt. Now doctors are on nationwide strike. Who bears the brunt? The masses. The earlier the doctors come back to work, the better for the masses, which the government and the doctors claim they are serving. Rashid, Core TV News, Ido-Ekiti.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is now removing drugs without approved authentication service code from pharmacies. This, according to the endorsement team, is part of efforts to check the sale of counterfeit drugs in the country. Pasama witnessed one of the team's operations in Abuja.
The mobile authentication service was introduced by NAFDAC 2 years ago. The aim is for consumers to easily detect counterfeit drugs at the point of purchase. But years after its introduction, some drug manufacturers are still not complying with NAFDAC directive. This pharmaceutical store was a point of call for NAFDAC pharmacovigilance team to clear the store of drugs without the mobile authentication service code.
Even when products are registered and are in the market, that people do at times counterfeit the products and also affix the NAFDAC numbers. So this mass code is a mobile technology-based system that we have brought to reinforce that securing of the products with the NAFDAC number, so that this mass code will now let the consumer know that this product is actually coming from that source that is stated on the package. And if the code is not there and it has a NAFDAC number, you may not know whether this is a counterfeited NAFDAC number or whether it's actually genuine. So they work hand in hand.
The NAFDAC official did not hold back as she ordered the manufacturers of these drugs to recall the drugs from circulation within 30 days.
Them 30 calendar days for them to ensure that the owners come forward, and then the owners themselves have 90 working days to ensure that these products are fixed with the mass code. The consumer at the point of purchase, when they purchase the product, before even they pay, they're supposed to scratch and send to the code that is there, the short code, and that will confirm whether it's actually coming from that particular source or not.
For now, NAFDAC has suspended the sale of these drugs on the grounds that they may not be healthy for human consumption. They can only be on the shelves when the mobile authentication service code is affixed on them. Pius Samuel, Core TV News, Abuja.
You're watching Core TV News live from Lagos. We'll take a short break now. We'll be back with more stories. Stay with us.
You can now watch Core TV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to Core TV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Core TV, leave a space, then News. Core TV News, our 24-hour news station.
Core TV News presents a platform with presence in over 30 states of the Federation. Be sure to be had. For live coverage of events, we have the capacity to deliver from anywhere in Nigeria and beyond. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733, 014-533-407.
Our 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. A Palestinian teenager was kidnapped and killed in an apparent act of revenge from the mother of 3 Israeli youths, triggering clashes in East Jerusalem. Israeli Army radio said the teenager was snatched while hitchhiking in East Jerusalem and his body dumped in a forest in the western part of the city in what was described as a suspected revenge attack. As the news spread, crowds of angry Palestinians gathered outside the teenager's home, throwing stones at police, who responded with sound bombs and rubber bullets. 2 journalists were lightly injured by rubber bullets. Jerusalem Mayor Nir Barakat denounced the murder and called for calm. Tensions have swelled across the region since June 12, when 3 Israeli teenagers disappeared while hitchhiking in the West Bank. The bodies were later found, with Israel blaming Hamas for the triple killings and vowed to hit the Islamist movement hard. And that wraps it on Core TV News this hour. Join us again at the top of the hour for more stories. Coming up next is Core Digest. Stay with us.